Why was Cinderella so bad at soccer? Because she kept running away from the ball.
See you next game.
It's a beautiful but windy day for baseball. We welcome you to Wardsville and the district tournament game between the Blair Oaks Falcons, the defending Class 4 state champions, and the Versailles Tigers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Dick Aldrich along with Coach Corey Wood and Ron Haynes on the camera as usual as we get ready for district semifinal action in Class 4 between the Blair Oaks Falcons with a record of 19-15 and Versailles with a record of 7-17. Versailles coming off a first-round district victory over School of the Osage 26-7 the other day, and the Blair Oaks Falcons, the last game, they came from 9 runs down to defeat Class 6 Power Rockbridge in the regular season finale last week. Interesting ball game ahead of us. We'll talk more about that coming up with head coach of the Blair Oaks Falcons, Mike DeMilia. That's after this timeout on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Starting pitcher for the Blair Oaks Falcons this afternoon will be Zane Halford. This is Halford's 10th game, his 6th start. He has a record of 1-2 on the season, 2.19 ERA.
Gives an advantage to the team that did play. So
the 0-2 pitch from Halford, swung out and missed a breaking ball, strikes him out. Big out there.
Even the batter, Schofield, on that one kind of just, he couldn't do anything but smile. That was a great pitch by Halford.
The 0-1 to Smith. Fastball high, throw back to first, and the runner called safe.
That was close. Throw was just a little high, I think.
2-2 pitch from Halford. Swung out and missed strike 3. And Zane is going right after him. This is
there's
no fooling around.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do, you know.
Runner dances off second. Here's the pitch in for strike 2. Little surprised Versailles hasn't wanted to do a little bit of
yeah,
running
you know, I was thinking the same thing earlier. You know, they may want to try to play for an early run just to, you know, put a little pressure on Blair Oaks.
Count goes to 1-2 now. He's got him set up. See if he throws at Yacker again. From the belt. Here's the pitch. Fastball in there, swung out and missed, strike 3. No runs, no hits. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 2 men left on base. We're headed for the bottom of the first inning, and it is Versailles nothing, Blair Oaks coming to bat on MidMoSportsOnline.com. Jaden Racker steps in for the Falcons, the leadoff hitter. The right fielder in from the right side. First pitch hit him in the helmet.
Ahead.
Well, he took him for the team.
That's a start.
Nolan DeMilia is the batter. First pitch is high. Racker's running on the first pitch, and he's in safely at second base with a stolen base.
It's good to see Blair Oaks already being aggressive. We may see a lot of that today.
Nolan with 23 walks, by far the leading
and he just
Falcon.
got hit. Has an on-base percentage of almost 600.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
1-2 the count now as Judd from the high set. Here it is. Line drive, left field is deep.
That's a good.
Left fielder is back, and it's off the wall.
Bottom of the fence. Should score 2.
And stopping at second at third base is DeMilia. He had to hold up.
Yeah, he had to wait.
So scoring is Jaden Rackers, but Nolan cruises into third, and a double for Warren Davis. Judd's next pitch on the way. Ground ball high bound over the third baseman into left field. That'll score a run. As pulling up into third will be Warren Davis, but a base hit and an RBI for Nolan Laughlin. So Davis with an RBI and Laughlin with an RBI, and coming on to run for the Falcons, Jackson Houston.
See what Blair Oaks does here with this first and third.
There goes the runner. The throw goes through, but it's caught off by the shortstop. And the runner at third not biting on that one. Out. This is the 5th place hitter, Dylan Kliegel. Runners on second and third. Falcons up 2-0. Here's the pitch from Judd. It is a high pop-up, short right field.
It's going to be a tough play.
And the second baseman dropped it. And here comes Warren Davis in. And as we said, every ball in the air today is going to be an adventure, and that certainly was for the winner of this game faces the winner of that game. Eldon and California coming up next. Here's the pitch. This is high. Runner goes down to second, and they'll take the base as the throw just goes back to the pitcher. We will not carry that ball game tonight, that second ball game, but we will have the championship if the Falcons play.
And that'll be a good one. You know, there's kind of this, I don't know if conspiracy theory is the right way to put it, but I know it happened last year and there was some thought behind it, but both Eldon and California threw their number 2 pitchers. That's going to be a tough ball.
High fly ball to left field, and the left fielder's on the run, and it drops, and it goes all the way to the fence. And here comes 2 more Falcon runs as the left fielder for Versailles never stood a chance on that one. Reese Boatwright.
Tough. I mean, that could be either team, could be out in the field and trying to catch those high pop flies. But anyway, back to what I was saying, him in the lineup, and that's all you can ask for.
293 hitter with 11 RBIs. He scored 14 runs, and he gets hit. There's a hit by pitch, third of the. So here's Schulte at 3-2. Here's the pitch. Ripped to the second baseman. Might get 2. And here's the relay on to first. It gets by. Here comes a runner from third, and he will score as Lackman comes in to score on the fielder's choice. And we are through 1 inning. Falcons score 6 runs in the inning, and they lead this afternoon's district semifinals 6-0 on MidMoSportsOnline.com.
Coach Jill Enenbrink had a wedding, and so Sharon Buschjost asked me to coach first base.
Cash Boycourt just struck out. Go ahead.
We lost to Warsaw. Now, granted, Warsaw did go in and win the state championship that year. So, but I always, you know, I'm really proud to take credit for the first conference loss in the history of Blair Oaks softball.
First base is Brady Dobbins. He's there with a walk, 1 out, and a 6-0 Blair Oaks lead here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch. Swung out and missed, strike 3. Halford's 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Zane Halford from the belt. Here's the 2-2 pitch.
Oh, that's
curveball outside corner for strike 3.
Yeah.
No chance for a swing on that one from Gage Judd.
That one even crossed Laughlin up a little bit. So what a break on that curveball.
So 6 outs recorded by Zane Halford, all strikeouts. As we go now to the bottom of the second inning, Warren has 1 of 3 Blair Oaks home runs this season.
3.
All year. Here's the next pitch. On the way. Almost clipped him.
I wonder if Elias has hit more than 3, because that game we did back, a month or so ago, I think that was their first, or they only had 1 home run coming into that game, and we had none. So maybe they've hit at least 3.
Ben Peck, the pitch. Line drive right back where it came from for a base hit for Davis.
Wow.
That almost scalped Peck.
I get excited every time I see Davis get on base, because he is a guy down the stretch that we've got to have. And
Nolan Laughlin, the catcher, steps in. 2 RBI single last time up. There goes Davis, and there's a shot into left center field, and this will go all the way to the fence. It goes over the fence for a ground rule double. And that's a break for Versailles, because that would have easily scored
Warren Davis pretty easily.
Davis was off with the pitch.
Rockbridge game, to be down 9-1.
Yep.
I couldn't believe it whenever I was unable to watch the game that night, because we had something going on.
First pitch, line drive by Kliegel into left center field. That's going to be a base hit.
That's going to score 2.
2 runs will score. And Kliegel is on his way to second as the ball rolled all the way to the fence. And he pulls up with a double and 2 more RBIs. And the Falcons now lead 8-0. And I want the left fielder for pitcher is Ben Peck. Here's the pitch.
There you go.
Ground ball, wide to third. Great play by the third baseman. The throw is in time. Run scores from third, so that will be an RBI. The Falcons now lead 9-0 as Ortbals gets the RBI. And that will do it for the Blair Oaks Falcons here in the second inning of play. So the Falcons with 3 runs in the inning. And they come up with 3 base hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go now to the top of the third inning Blair Oaks 9, Versailles nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll
Throwing strikes here. You don't need any walks. You don't need to get fancy. Just throw strikes. Let your defense do the work.
Halford's 3-2 pitch. Ground ball to the first baseman. Kaden Schulte will run to first base for the out. That's exactly what you have to do. Just get it in the strike zone and let him swing away.
You know, difference.
He gave us fits one night down there. I remember that from the wide receiver position. And I think he's had brothers too.
Yeah.
Who have played, or cousins or something along those lines. Here's a fly ball into right field. DeMilia back, and in to make the catch is the right fielder, Jaden Rackers.
Nice catch. And, you know, good communication between, you know, your right fielder, second baseman, and first baseman. The week for these seniors, you know, they graduated on Sunday. They've had, you know, senior breakfast, project graduation. Oh, there we go.
Ground ball. He tried to field it behind his back and didn't. McCullough on the run.
Nice play.
Throws him out.
I'll get back to the seniors after the break. So.
There's Evan McCullough, the senior, coming in from shortstop to make the play for the Blair Oaks Falcons. 3 up and 3 down. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. Houston in from the right side. It's a 3-1 count to the senior. Here's the pitch. Ball 4.
Yeah, I'll probably stick around and watch a little bit of that.
Mike DeMilia starts to empty the bench here. Houston off with the first pitch, and he slides safely into second. 9th stolen base in 10 attempts for Jackson Houston.
We're no stranger to them. Had to, you know, play them last year.
Jett Quirouet steps in, grounded to second, off the second baseman's glove, and here comes a runner around third, and scoring from second base, Jackson Houston, that will score the run, and Jett Quirouet is on base.
Turf monster.
So the Falcons get back on the scoreboard. They score another run here in the 3rd inning. We go now to the top of the 4th inning, and it is the Blair Oaks Falcons 10 and Versailles nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. And Coach Daniels talking over along with the third base umpire.
I think Blair Oaks has Henry Buschjost getting loose in the pen.
Oh, Halford throws it in for strike 3. Froze the catcher Ian Smith. Smith goes down. That is strikeout number 7 on the afternoon for Zane Halford.
The Wyatt Libbert threw the perfect game against Hallsville.
Against Hallsville, that was last week, beginning of last week. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung out and missed.
Great location by Halford, up in the zone, up in the eyes. He's definitely, Halford's had great command today of his pitches.
Strikeout number 8 on the afternoon. Might be a little chilly tonight.
Yeah, I would say it is.
Kind of glad we're going home.
yeah, I agree with that.
Here's the 1-2 from Halford. Fly ball, right center field. Kermit on the run, and he's going to make the catch.
Nice play.
And that will do it for the 4th inning for the Versailles Tigers. So we go now to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is Blair Oaks 10 and Versailles nothing on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to the Falcon Athletic Complex after this timeout. Senior Henry Buschjost takes the mound for the Blair Oaks Falcons. This is his 10th appearance. Has a 2-1 record. Buschjost next pitch in for a strike.
Next pitch. That's all you got to do. Just throw strikes.
10-run lead. Falcons struck for 6 in the 1st inning.
Maybe we could get a double play here.
Buschjost 1-1 pitch. Fouled at the plate. 1-2. So Henry may be finding the range here. To the number 9 hitter, Gage Judd. He's 0 for 1 this afternoon. Called 3rd strike back in the 2nd inning. Here's the pitch from Buschjost.
Oh.
And foul tipped into the glove of the catcher, and that's a strikeout.
Okay. We'll take that.
And 16 RBIs. Here's the pitch, line drive.
Oh, wow.
Oh, a diving catch by Ortbals. What a play that was. That was a seed about a foot off the ground, and Ortbals made a tumbling, diving catch for the out. Flash the glove there.
Wow, great play by Ortbals. Luckily,
here in the top of the 5th inning. Buschjost 0-2. Breaking
nice
ball
catch.
for strike 3.
all right.
So Henry gets out of it, but we head now to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's Blair Oaks 10, Versailles 4 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll return to Falcon Athletic Complex in Wardsville after this timeout.
This is a bat pretty well, in the times we've seen him. He can hit to all fields.
Here's the 2-0. Lined into right center field. The center fielder on the run. It's going to go over his head and go all the way to the wall. Hunter's on his way to second. Let's see if he tries for more.
They're going to try up. They're going to hold him. Nice job by Hentges.
So Hentges.
Beautiful swing.
Lines one into center field for the double as Judd runs it down. Kason on the season, 1 hit and 3 at bats. And drove in a run with that base hit. Here's the next pitch.
Oh, wow.
Lined into left field,
Nice
and that will
shot.
drop, and that'll be down for a base hit. I don't know that Hentges is going to go much farther than third. He holds up there, but the sophomore comes through with a base
great
hit.
at bat, but
Buhr, the senior. 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to third.
Oh, nice
and
play.
they're going to come home with it. And
Off
the
the
throw
line,
is
safe.
outside, so yeah, runner safe. They did not have the force. So fielder's choice.
Yeah, the catcher
Count the run
knew he had to tag the runner.
and give Buhr
0 attempt there.
run batted in since there was not an out made. We go now to the bottom of the top of the 6th inning with Blair Oaks leading Versailles by the score of 11-4. And let's see, Mike DeMilia making his way to the mound. So the next Falcon pitcher coming on to the mound as Buschjost's day is done.
Bret Heislen, I believe.
So Heislen comes on to pitch. And Bret's 4th appearance on the mound on the season. And let's see, Heislen is a sophomore, left-hander. And Heislen from the belt. Here it is. A little liner off the end of the bat. Buhr caught it, and he couldn't get the man at second base. So a line out to the second baseman as Buhr caught it in stride and was trying to get the runner out at second base. But so Braun's going to take a little bit of time.
I just laugh at Jack Braun, how much taller he is. Like last year, I mean, he was 5'10", 5'11", and now he's like 6'3" or so. I don't know.
Just a big old boy.
He's a big kid back there.
1-2, the count. Here's the pitch.
Nice pitch.
Breaking ball, strike 3. Man, that was a Bugs Bunny change up there, brother.
And just what time I've seen Heislen pitch, I really like how he throws.
Dobbins on it first.
Pitch to contact here.
They'll be off with a pitch. 3-2, 2 outs. The pitch from Heislen. Little looper out to second base, and Buhr will take care of that, and Heislen gets out of the inning.
Great job by Heislen to come in and get the Falcons out of that inning.
Nice job by the sophomore. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 men left on base. And we go now to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Blair Oaks 11, Versailles 4 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. As I said, Ben has hung around since the first inning.
Yep, exactly right.
Here's the pitch. Ball 4 down low. Braun with the walk.
Yeah, it's Owyn Wise.
Owyn Wise.
Number 17, Owyn Wise.
Base. Peck from the high set. There
There
goes the runner.
goes.
Pitches in for a strike, and Wise steals it easily.
Swiped it easy.
Got a nice break.
Yeah, and he just, having watched him over the years, he even back in middle school and stuff, he's always been pretty fast. So he might be the fastest guy in their grade.
So Shellman flew out to center field and is only at bat so
that's
far.
a
Rips
shot.
one down the right field line. It'll go to the fence. Here comes Wise around third. He'll score easily. And Shellman holds on with a long single, and the Falcons back on the scoreboard to make it 12-4. 3-1. See if Lefferts lets it rip here.
Oh, hit it.
Got a hit on the left elbow, on the elbow pad. And we have the 10-run rule. Zeke Miller, the pitcher.
I think they called the ball.
They called a balk. Started his windup and then
Yeah, I'm
stopped.
not sure what happened.
Yep. So he balks in a run. We go now to the 7th inning, top of the 7th inning from Wardsville. Blair Oaks 13, Versailles 4 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. So Heislen has him down 0-2. Let's see if he can get the big man out here. Here's the pitch, another breaking ball over Heislen's head.
Play.
Shortstop in, throws to first, and out.
He did get it. Boy, that was close. That was close.
It was close.
Boy, that could have went either way right there. I'm not sure.
Kason Lance throws him out.
Kind of
took something off a curveball.
He's fun to watch.
Next pitch from Heislen. Fly ball right field. That's going to be trouble, but it's going to be caught. Nice play made by the right fielder. And that is Jackson Houston.
All right.
So 2 outs now.
Down to
in the press box, but they're pretty territorial up there.
Yes, they are.
They don't like us to be up there. And Mike's a big guy. He could throw both of us out if he wanted to, I think. Ty Morrison swings and misses at the first pitch from Heislen. Morrison, 3 strikeouts this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
I don't know if Dollar General has hand warmers in season this time of year. I may have to go check tomorrow.
13-4, 2 outs, runner on second base. 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from Heislen.
Good eye.
Swung on and missed in the dirt. And Braun is going to take his time. Throw to first base, and that'll do it.
Ball game.
So the Falcons get on the scoreboard. They have now scored 50 runs in the last 4 games.
Yeah,
as they
unbelievable.
put 13 on the board.
Putting up the runs.
Over Versailles this afternoon. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left on base. Final score, Blair Oaks 13, Versailles 4 on MidMoSportsOnline.com. We'll go away and take this final break, come back and wrap things up from the Falcon Athletic Complex after this timeout on MidMoSportsOnline.com.